Hey, Dr. Andrew Bruns here to talk about my favorite stretches for the low back and hip region. Now, as always, you should make sure you're checking out your conditions or symptoms if you have any with the doc to make sure you don't have anything more serious going on. But assuming that you know you don't have a serious condition and it's not getting worse, you can attempt some of these stretches to promote better movement and flexibility. So the first stretch I'll show is for the hamstring. This is a little bit less dangerous for the low back. Sometimes when we bend and touch our toes, that can cause issues to the spine. So this is a neutral spine that I'm laying flat with on the table. I'll raise my knee up to about 90 degrees, grab my hamstring, straighten my knee until I feel tension, lower back down. Nice slow movements. And you repeat for both sides. Maybe about 10 to 20 reps for the hamstring mobility like that. Do it on both sides so it feels even, but this is a nice alternative for a hamstring stretch. Another common stretch for people to do would be to stretch the adductors, or the muscles between the legs, by letting your knees fall gently apart while laying on your back. 30-second holds, deep belly breathing as you stretch the adductor muscles. You can cross one leg over the other, and that will stretch the hip. You can either push down on this knee to stretch one aspect of the hip capsule, or to stretch this hip and this hip at the same time. I can pull up this way. I'll show you the other angle of that. If I grab under the hamstring and pull up, I'm getting a really good stretch in through here, and that's going to be effective to improve mobility also. Another stretch that's great for the hip flexor, or this large muscle group that comes from your low back to the front of your hip, is to do sort of a lunge position with one leg in front of the other, leaning forward. As I do this, I'm really opening up this aspect of my hip. You can play around with distance for how wide you want to go, but it shouldn't be extreme. You don't want to compromise the low back. It should always stay nice and straight, and the stretch should be going through the hip and the muscles that attach around that area. So this is a great hip flexor stretch. The pigeon pose, you essentially start out on all fours. You can slide one leg behind the other, and then as I do that, I can come upright. That will be great for stretching the hip through here. If I wanted to get more advanced with it, I can bring my shin to a 90-degree angle that would match with my shoulders. I don't want to get advanced with it because I'm pretty tight and haven't been doing my stretches. But if you stretch back like this is still effective to stretch the hips. The internal rotation, or turning the hip in, is a movement that's often restricted in people. If you sit on your bed, for example, pull one leg behind you, and sit upright. If you don't have any back pain with this, it's a safe way to stretch the inside of the hip and promote internal rotation. You don't want to twist your back so much that it's causing issues there, but if you can gradually brace your core and sit slightly up, you'll feel that stretch in through and around the hip. And that's a great stretch to internally rotate the hip joint capsule. So those are some quick reviews of stretches that I use for hip and low back issues. Great for runners, people who are exercising and feeling stiff after a lift would really benefit from those variations. So give those a try, and as always, stay tuned for more videos about rehab and exercise. Thanks.